Hi, English 1022 students. I'm here to preview the primary sources for the rhetorical analysis. A primary source is a document, it's a source that you're required to use, usually for academic assignments. And in this case, I'm assigning that you choose one of the 5 listed here, and I'm here to preview the essays for you. I'm going to preview 3 things. I'm going to talk to you about the topic. I'm going to talk to you about the primary genre that the essay is written in. And then I will talk to you about the length, and I'll let you choose the essay that you think will challenge your reading the most based on the length. That's not the only thing that challenges your reading, but length is one of those things. And I also kind of say what I think the reading level is of the piece, because I've read all of these. So the first is What Bobby McIlvaine Left Behind by Jennifer Senior. It is about the 9/11 attack on the United States. It is about loss of life. It's about mourning and grief. And I would say the primary writing genre the writer is in is narrative. And reading level is probably kind of medium. This is a pretty easy essay to read, but it is a little bit long. The Roe Baby by Joshua Prager was written before the Roe v. Wade overturning, and is about the woman who was the baby born to the woman known as Roe during the Supreme Court case. So that's all I'm going to say about the topic so that you can be surprised about that information. It's actually an expository piece. It's informational. It's not. It has narrative in it. The genre has some narrative in it, but mostly because it's, informational. And I say expository because that relates to our academic writing, but it's probably more investigative writing. So kind of on the short side, I would say a pretty easy read. Not very challenging read. Why Confederate Lies Live On. I say I have a typo there. There should be an E after T, by Clint Smith. Probably medium-sized essay. It is about the myth of the Confederacy in the South, and its genre is known as an ethnography, ethnography, and it means that the writer goes into a culture that he does not belong in and then tries to become an expert on the culture. So that's the writing. There's narrative in it, there's exposition in it, there's description in it. There's also argument in it. So it has all the genres. Covering the genres for you all because it's part of our study this semester, part of our studies this semester that you learn about the rhetorical situations. We're trying to help you to see that a little bit. Medium sized if I didn't say so. I love all of these essays, but the Smith and the Troyer essays are my favorite. That doesn't mean you should choose based on what I'm engaged in. You should choose what you're engaged in, y'all. That's why I'm previewing these essays for you. Return to the National Parks to the Tribes by David Troyer is the longest piece of all of them. It's beautiful. It's an argument. There's a lot of history in it to prove the argument. I think that's all I need to say about that one. And then The Terrifying Warning Lurking in the Earth's Ancient Rock Record by Peter Brannon. I would say that this one is pretty close to the length of Return to the National Parks. And it has a lot of researched data on the state of our environment and patterns that have revealed things about our environment in the past. It's a very challenging read. I would say of all of these, it's probably the most difficult read. And the genre is interesting because you just heard me say it's researched writing. It probably verges on scientific data writing. That's not what I'm teaching in this class. I mean, that's a more specific kind of writing. So it's definitely expository. It definitely has a persuasive approach, and it's very descriptive as well. All right, so that's it for the readings. I hope you pick a good one based on what I've said. Two other points I just want to mention, that this is how you put essay titles in your writing inside double quotation marks. I didn't add them to the links here, but they are down here. So you see the double quotation marks is the correct way to highlight that you are referring to an essay title on the web, in a magazine. And the other thing I will say here, you all, is that these are PDF versions of the essays, and these are the links to the essays on the Atlantic. And the Atlantic magazine will allow you to read, I'm forgetting, 2 to 3 free essays every month. So you might try to find the essay online from the link. And some of these have the author reading the essay too, so that might be an interesting way to read the text, is to hear it read to you. And these are the PDF versions up here. All right, so let me know if you have questions about the primary sources that you will use for the rhetorical analysis, and definitely pick one that you're interested in. See you later.